Hello once again. Yeah, well, this is another one of my music rating videos. So this time I'll do top 20 Deep Purple top 20 songs of my own choice. So this band has meant a lot to me because I started to listen to them really early on. Uh, I must have been around 9 or 10 even. So, yeah, I've included quite many different songs from e- different eras and albums. So, uh, not done any of the last couple of. So anyway, at number 20, this is a song from their classic, the first classic album, of course, Deep Purple in Rock, Living Wreck. Yeah, it's a great song, really. I don't know what else to say because it's hard rocking, of course, but it's also very catchy, very kind of sort of, I don't know, mysterious or whatever you want to call it. It's a song, I guess, about a person who is wasting his or her life, by being like silly, whatever. That's how I see it. Alright, so it's got a couple of great solos as usual, guitar and organ. Yeah. And then at number 19, it's a song we jump forward like 33 years in time to the Bananas album, which was not one of their best albums, but still it produced some good songs. So this one is a ballad called Haunted. So it was written mainly by Roger Glover, I believe. It's quite uncharacteristical, not only because it's a very kind of soft poppy tune, but because it has also features backing vocals by a female singer. I don't know who that is, but she does fine work there. So Haunted, number 19. Just a lovely song, It's lovely. At number 18, we go to 1972 and Machine Head album, Space Trucking. So obviously it's a song about being in space, trucking in space, like riding, whatever you call it, riding hard in space. At number 17, also from the Machine Head album, some will maybe rate this song higher, but maybe I should have, but anyway, Lazy. So it's like almost a blues number, with a lot of great playing, of course, and great soloing, and even a solo on harmonica by Ian Gillan. So it's one of the first songs I really remember, from remember listening. Yeah, great intro on the keyboards by John Lord, of course. And then we jump further again to 1993, a big jump, big leap, and Battle Rages On, which is from there, of course, eponymous album. So this was also a pretty important song and album for me because it was the first one that I got and I listened to when I came here to this country. So that was, I came here right after that album was released. It was released in July, and I came here in the beginning of August. So yeah. It's just one of their last true classics. Of course, a song about war, war force and all that futility of war. So yeah. At number 15, this one may be a surprise, but I think this song really was overlooked from the same album, Solitaire. But it's really a very interesting song. Somewhat eerie, but it's got a really great solo by John Lord at the end on organ. So it's got very kind of almost cryptical lyrics, Solitaire, yeah. Very good song. I don't know why it wasn't more, successful, or more, why it wasn't such a hit, but it definitely should have been. It's the big sleeper. Right, the number 14, Spanish Archer from the 1987 House of Blue Light. I have a feeling that that whole album was kind of given a bad rap because it sounded a little polished. I mean, more polished than Perfect Strangers, and the guys were arguing. Of course, we know who it was, Blackmore and Gillan. So but I think it's a very. I mean, the album is very decent, and this song I really like listening to. So Spanish Archer is basically an expression which means when being dumped by a girlfriend, when you get dumped. So, but I guess that whole song actually is about Gillan's feelings towards Blackmore and towards being in the band, because he sings about, is there someone in the wings waiting to take my place? So that's obviously a hint at him being. He knew that he would be replaced eventually. So, and he was, like a year after the release of the album, I believe. So at number 13, Bad Attitude from the same album, of course. It's a really good rocker. Really good rocker with really good soloing, and as usual, quite hard biting lyrics. I don't know really what it means, what the lyrics represent, but yeah, it's about a guy who has been really given a hard ride in life. At number 12, Perfect Strangers. So this was from their comeback album, of course, 1984, of the same name. Perfect Strangers, yeah. It's a very interesting and kind of spooky track, because it's one of their spookiest songs, actually, I believe. And this band has had what is so great about Deep Purple, that they've had several such songs that have such a kind of mystical, very kind of almost ancient feeling to them, despite being hard rock band and all that. So yeah, despite Ian Gillan liking to write about women and booze and stuff like. So he occasionally. So this song is about incarnation, actually. Perfect Strangers. That much I know. I read about it. So yeah, it's got that very famous riff. And it's not that hard to play on guitar. So it's a very popular song. And I understand why. Alright, and number 11. From the 96 Perpendicular album. Sometimes I feel like screaming, wow. This is a really wonderful song. Yeah, I remember first time I listened to it, it was very like, wow, experience, because I didn't know what to expect. It was a new lineup, Richie gone and Steve Morse was in, and so But yeah, it turned out pretty good. I mean, both his Morse as a replacement and that album in general. I still believe they haven't really, that lineup hasn't really topped that album, their very first one. And I don't believe they will. Sometimes I feel like screaming, yeah. So, more good solo. I mean, Morse plays a very good solo. Yeah. And then at number 10, we come back to the classic era, Speed King. Speed King is a song my big brother played. It was he who really got me into this band, so he played it a lot and he kind of used it as his alias for a while. So Speed King is it actually exists in two versions because the single is very different. One of the singles actually is very like stripped down, no guitar or anything, you know. And but the best version is the one with the very brutal beginning, very noisy, and then it kind of slows down, it quiets down, and then you got this church organ, and then again things erupt, and it's such a really, you know, thrilling song, but also very kind of evocative, very like, uh, I mean that instrumental passage where guitar and organ kind of intertwine, or you know, it's like they are having a conversation, guitar and organ. That's really, I mean, one of the highlights of the whole band. I mean, you know, their history. So can't beat that, you know. Speed King, yeah. Alright, and at number 9, our first song on this list from the Mark III Mark III lineup. It's Mistreated. Yeah, another ballad. It's a very heavy ballad, you know, also about lost love and all that stuff. So, yeah, David Coverdale. It was written just by Blackmore and Coverdale. So, but it's got a really good composition, the way it's composed. It's built very well, you know. First you got the, you know, the singing parts, then you have this kind of mellow, very like, what do you call it, melancholy part, you know. And then again it comes to a really crashing finale where it's just sounds really, really amazing. Everything speeds up, of course. So Mystery at number 9. And at number 8, this is a song that I always also thought that was overlooked. It's from Who Do We Think We Are, which is also a very overlooked album, I feel. Pretty maligned, you know, especially when it came out. Our Lady, it's the closer. Yeah. Our Lady is, yeah, just such a nice little song. It doesn't last very long, but every second of it is like joy. It's so enjoyable to listen to because it's so light and very light, full of sunshine, you know. Yeah. So sadly, it was the end, like the last song on the last album by the best lineup for a long time, like in over 10 years. It was released in 73 and it wasn't until 84 that Perfect Strangers, you know, came. So, yeah. Alright, and at number 7, this is the only song which from the Joe Lynn Turner lineup and the album Slaves and Masters. I'm not really a big fan of that lineup or that album, but this song is really a beautiful ballad, and I'm a sucker for ballads, so love conquers all. It sounds perfect right until the end. It's just in the end it kind of disappoints a little bit because he doesn't sing so well, or kind of, flattens at the end, but up until the last like minute it's perfect. It sounds so good. It's a typical 80s style, pop rock ballad. What else to say? Alright, at number 6 we go back to Battle Rages On. This is a really wonderful, beautiful song. Anya. Such a great intro, with all that acoustic guitar and that what is it, harpsichord, I think, or something like that. It gives such a great timeless feeling to the song. Like it's about a gypsy, obviously, and I believe maybe it's quite possible that actually it was a song dedicated to Blackmore's mother, because he has said that his mother was like a gypsy. I don't know if that meant that she was really a gypsy or, but anyway, Anya is a really great song. Yeah. At number 5, Burn. Yeah, Burn is really accomplished, instrumentally, compositionally. It's really, really strong. It's one of their strongest songs in that way, and the solos are also, quite strong. Lord does is like a quasi Bach thing, When he weaves, quite amazing. And yeah, Blackmore also has a good solo. Yeah, so that was of course the first song from the first album by Mark III. 1974 it came out. At number 4, Hard Loving Man from Deep Purple in rock. So yeah, this was a really heavy metal song. I mean, most of all, you can say it's heavy metal because that riff, you can't call it anything but heavy metal. It's really amazing. I mean, so they play for like 6 minutes, and then there's like 1 minute of noise, sheer head wrecking noise by Blackmore. Yeah. So it was dedicated to Martin Birch, their producer at the time. I guess he was a hard man to love. Alright, number 3, Highway Star. Yeah, it's like they really peaked at in the song. It's from Machine Head, of course. It's like a biker's anthem, or whatever, the speeding guy's anthem, the racer anthem. It's another amazing solo by John Lord, yeah, and Blackmore as well. Yeah, what else to say? Nothing. At number 2, Soldier of Fortune, another great ballad. This is a fantastic. I mean, they never wrote a better ballad. That's why it's at number 2. So yeah. Yeah, this one was really another one written by Blackmore and Coverdale only. So it's a tragedy that they really couldn't get along, and Blackmore could not stay, because together they wrote some really great songs. I mean, yeah. This one is of course an acoustic ballad, but also has some electric guitar playing. And Coverdale's vocals are perfect, just perfect. Yeah, it's been done to death since then by many, I believe. But Opeth did a version, of course, and Blackmore did with Blackmore's Night. So at number one, finally, Child in Time. Yeah, I mean, I think some of you expected it to be Smoke on Water, but you will be disappointed because I don't really rate Smoke on Water that high. I think it's I'm so tired of it always being played, always the one being getting all the attention when it's not. I mean, it's pretty good, but it's not that great. Anyway, that's all. That riff. So, Child in Time. You cannot talk about it without mentioning the organ intro. It's like the Bible of Hammond organ and rock organ playing. I mean, yeah, great. And it gets pretty intense, towards the end. And Gillan is just amazing. He's singing there. He really spills his guts out. And sorry. Yeah, Child in Time is just a song that you don't forget easily. Of course, my brother he would play it to death, so I was really tired of that song for a while when I was like 12, 13, so he's so old. But anyway, Child in Time takes the first place. Yeah, alright, so now to not make this video any longer, I am finished there. Yeah, so I wish you a pleasant weekend. See you, bye bye.